Comic books are a form of sequential art, storytelling that appears over a series of panels. But sometimes when you isolate those panels and take them out of context, they provide some hilarious results. To further explore the humor in these, we've selected some of our favorite panels to share with you. So let's just jump right in. And at number 10, we've got Rainbow Batman. Sometimes, in order to fight crime, you need to turn yourself into a rainbow. Or at least that's what I've learned from this panel. Back in March 1957, Detective Comics number 241 featured a story about the Rainbow Batman, and this was its cover. So what happens in this issue, you may ask? Well, Dick Grayson is off being a hero, saving some girl's life during a robbery, doing some really good investigative detective work. Meanwhile, Batman is having a midlife crisis and feels the need to try on several different colored costumes. Robin, doing all the groundwork, solves the mystery of who the thieves are, and Batman, unable to decide what color costume he wants to wear, just gets all rainbowy on the villain's. Luckily for us, he decides by the end to go back to his old costume, but not before justifying his actions to sweet impressionable Robin by telling him that he only wore special colorful costumes to draw attention away from Robin. How selfless. Anyone else starting to feel that Batman isn't the most suitable mentor? And at 9, we've got this sassy dog. Okay, maybe sassy isn't the right word for this dog. I imagine him having more of a smoked 2 packs a day kind of voice after reading what he said in his speech bubble. Regardless, this dog's got quite a bit of attitude, to put it lightly. Imagine thinking, oh hey, what an adorable pup, and then finding out that it talks and that it's probably going to try to sexually assault you. Fun stuff. So we actually tried to find out where this panel was from, so if any of you guys are familiar with who this horn dog is, please give us a shout in those comments below. And at number 8 is SLUG Suffocation. Don't you guys just hate it when you're chilling by the pool and then some dude gets his head stuck between your rolls of fat? It really bums me out. Here we have a panel featuring Miami Kingpin, SLUG. One of SLUG's more prominent qualities is, well, he's fairly large. But gotta give him points for creativity. I can only imagine what kind of things this poor man's head has come into contact with under all of that fun. Ugh. At number 7, we've got Wonder Woman weird tape bondage thing. So yeah, Wonder Woman has a whole subtextual thing going on with bondage, we all know that. But here we have what I can only assume is a very powerful tape placed in some weird, oddly, not really strategic places on her face to maybe detain her. But don't worry guys, her powerful facial muscles will save the day and pop those strips of tape right off. Minus her eyelashes though. Her feminine vanity prevents her from being capable of rescuing herself. Man, I just hate it when my eyelashes prevent me from saving the world. It really sucks, you guys. At number 6, we've got Injustice Bad Art. Nothing is more off-putting than lazy art. And at our number 6 is a prime example of that. Here we have our good friend Batman taking out his anger by punching a wall. All good and fine, except for the fact that it looks like his face went through a spin cycle in a washing machine. Or that his cowl melted on his face, permanently disfiguring him. Or that the artists who worked on Injustice were just like, f it, let's just phone this one in, you guys. The story's already pretty subpar. Yeah, probably that last one. Up next at number 5, we've got VULTURE Strangle. Here we have a panel featuring Warlock the Wizard. Yay for redundancy. So Warlock is a character from the Golden Age that didn't really stick. Wonder why. Maybe it has something to do with his apparent dislike of vultures? In Warlock's introduction panel, it states that helping him always is his talking raven, Huggin, or Hugin, or Hewin? Who knows. Regardless, Warlock definitely decided to skip out on using his powers this time and get the job done with his hands. Nothing like showing off your power than strangling your sidekick in front of a crowd of people. Batman, take note. At number 4, we've got Wonder Woman Sperm Whale. Look at the tongue on that whale. It's rather invasive, isn't it? Or is that just me? I don't know. It doesn't help that our sperm whale buddy here is overjoyed at tickling Wonder Woman with his taste buds. Now, we've mentioned this silly issue of Wonder Woman in other top 10 nerd videos, but for those of you who don't know the origin of this panel, it comes from a story called Wonder Woman Amazon Babysitter, where a group of wealthy dudes called the Millionaires Club have her babysit a bunch of exotic creatures for charity for $1 million. There's an elephant. And also a T-Rex, which produced this lovely image in 1957. I guess 1957 was one hell of a year for really ridiculous ideas. Number 3, bear makeout. What's with all these strange animals, guys? Yes, this dude is supposed to be getting mauled by a bear, but it does not look like that. He is enjoying it. The bear is enjoying it. It appears to be a consensual kiss makeout session or whatever. He's holding that man so tenderly. Here's another one that we're not too sure where it came from. Mainly because if you Google man making out with a bear, you end up with something quite different that isn't a comic. Up next at number 2, you can see why Frederick Wortham really pushed that whole Batman homosexual agenda thing in Seduction of the Innocent. It was Wortham's claims in his text that prompted the Comics Code Authority in 1954, which was the same year his book was published. Turns out it wasn't Wortham who initially came to the conclusion about the queer subtext in Batman and Robin's relationship though. According to Will Brooker in Batman Unmasked, analyzing a cultural icon, it was actually suggested to Wortham by gay men who he interviewed that there was something between the Caped Crusader and his young sidekick. While panels like this make it hard to argue against the points that Wortham used as evidence, his claims that it was brainwashing children were, well, kind of unnecessary, and prompted one of the most frustrating forms of censorship in print to this day. Finally, at number 1, we've got Batman slapping Robin. So here is a panel that has made the rounds online as a meme. Popular and hilarious. Batman slapping Robin is a clear winner, just in general. This also further fuels the fire on that whole Batman is a terrible mentor theory. So guys, we've got to admit, we've got an office full of nerds downstairs who could not figure out where the origin of this panel came from. Obviously, it's a Batman comic. None of us could actually figure out what the original text in this panel was. Personally, I'd like to hope that it's the whole "my parents are dead" joke, because, you know, who doesn't love a good orphan joke? But if you guys know, please give us a shout in the comments below and let us know what the original text was. Well, that's it for now, guys. If you want to see more ridiculous comic panels, let us know. We love putting these lists together, and there are so many more gems that we want to share with you. In the meantime though, make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons and turn on that bell notification so you never miss another nerdy list. I've been Kelly Pally for Top 10 Nerd, and I will catch you guys in the next one.